Alright, time to explore the new mine. Oh. Huh? What the hell, Crytek? So 1.9 is opening up a new area below Kingsnake and giving a couple of places a facelift. And I thought, I know some things about Hunt. I'll walk around there, check it out, you know. Let's explore together. No, no, I don't like that. So first up is Kingsnake, and they've opened the mine below the main boss lair. But as you might have guessed from my little intro joke there, it's less substantial than I maybe hoped. It basically serves as a way for people approaching from the southern entrance to enter the boss lair, and maybe a couple more options for defenders inside who want to flank or make a quick escape. From the main entrance to the mine, there's basically 3 tunnels to take. The first on the left leads to the downstairs little corridor bit on the southern half built building that's not actually in the boss lair. As you can see, both doors were actually barricaded when I checked, which is a interesting choice. The second and third tunnels lead to the main underground room, and here there's a lift, or I guess elevator, 1 set of stairs, and 1 ladder, which all lead to the main boss lair. It's a nice addition, it looks really cool, and I think this will help the fights here feel less awkward, but the way Crytek was making a sort of big deal out of this area, I was kind of expecting maybe another underground boss lair, like Healing Waters. I don't know, tell me down below if anyone else got the wrong end of the stick here, like I did. The waterlogged cave that's just to the south is also still shut. I didn't really expect that to be open, but I did hold out hope for a kind of smuggler's den style entrance from down there, but oh well. Still on DeSalle, and they've made changes to the west and northwestern bridges at Fort Bolden. The former has been completely removed in favor of this more ramshackle effort, shall we say. This is a nice change, and just seems to be about giving you something more interesting to fight around if you get caught in a classic Fort Bolden spawn fight. And I know what you're thinking. Yes, Bob Ross Zombie is fine. Still not finished his painting though. The southernmost spawn here has also been given a facelift. Again, it's just a little bit more interesting now than an empty dirt road that leads up to the fort. Some nice little shrubs scattered around here. Looks good, looks nice. Finally, there's a hole been added to the northwestern bridge at Weeping Stone Mill that you can now vault through. I don't think I've ever had a fight on this particular bridge, but if I do, now I know there's an escape route there, so that's good. There's also been some changes to the heritage pork spawns. That's really difficult to say. The heritage pork spawns. But I had a run around there, and apart from the spawns themselves being moved, I didn't really notice a difference, to be honest. Your mileage may vary. Maybe you really like heritage. Maybe you're really familiar with it. On to Laws and Delta, and let's start with CA Lumber. Did you know there was a hole in the boss lair here? Because I did. And now everyone else will too, because they've added a ladder, which should help those situations where there's one team up and there's one team down and nobody wants to move. Annoyingly though, it's a little awkward to drop through this hole, as this large red crank wheel thing kind of blocks you unless you crouch. Please fix. Up at Old Salter's Pork, they've added a tunnel that you can take and a ladder which leads up to the little building to the east of the boss lair. Should be a little safer to spawn here now, and a way to escape if you do get into a fight. Over at the fort, and they've opened up one of the embrasures. Just look that up. One of the cannon windows, basically, so that now you can crouch through it. It's not a huge change, but it should stop you getting swamped by the veritable clown car of AI that hang out in these tunnels. On to Stillwater, and over at Darrow, someone looked at the pit and thought, nah, we can do better than that. So this has been updated to be a bit more helpful to anyone approaching from Alice Farm. They've also changed the metal crank door to this new teeny tiny slidey wooden door, so this should be a viable way to get into the boss lair now. Still not fixed the awkward wooden ramp up to the ground floor though. It's like, do I crouch? Do I vault? That maybe needs another little pass, guys. Pitching has had a new building built and then half destroyed again, which is a shame, but it does serve as another way to get downstairs and adds a bit more cover when you're approaching from the east. Will this be enough basement entrances, or will we eventually get another one? Could probably fit another ladder in there somewhere, you know, really push the boat out. They've also built the walls up a little upstairs to provide a bit more cover when you're moving about up there. Stillwater Bend has had a new entrance to the basement added. Sort of. They've replaced the little death trap ladder corridor with a set of stairs that leads to a new side door to that first room of the lair. I'm not sure about this one. I guess it makes holding that first room harder, but I think this will just mean that everyone will now get stuck trying to run down the tiny little ramp that's right after. Clearly another ladder needed here, somewhere. The original ladder room behind the cage doors has been replaced with a mini armory, though this one looks a little sparse. Like, you could throw a rug down or something at least. Port Reeker is now Stair City. There's 2 new sets of stairs that have been added that should make the whole compound a little less awkward to run around in, especially if the boss is in that big building on the east side. There's also this tiny little bridge that's been added that leads you straight into the big red boss lair. Look at that, the best compound just got better. Definitely triggered some people with that one. Over at Alice Farm, the western barn, the spider one, has been renovated with a brand new roof and a couple of ways up to it. You can now climb onto both sides of this roof and hop in through a central window that faces the other barn by using this little walkway that's been added. Though these vaults feel a little more awkward than they should. I feel like this needs a little something added to make getting back onto the roof feel like less of a speedrunning trick and just a regular vault. Just this morning someone described this place as a Pika's Palace, and hopefully the new roof should alleviate some of that, though now that you can get onto the roof fairly safely, I feel like this barn is now more of a trap than it already was, but we'll have to see how it plays. Finally, and probably the biggest change to date, maybe ever, they've blocked the wrong sides of the little tower ladders, so I can finally stop rubbing my face against them whenever I try to use them. Nah, who am I kidding? I'll find a way. And that's it. That's all of the major changes coming in 1.9. I'm a little disappointed with the scope of the mines and what they actually turned out to be, but let me know what you think. Also, let me know if you enjoyed this. I don't often make patch preview stuff like this, but I was in the mood this evening to prove that I can use this channel for helpful stuff, as well as bad jokes. If you did enjoy this, then please subscribe. It really helps me out. Cheers, guys. I'll see you in 1.9.